Hey everyone, I'm Janet, and today I'm going to be taking you through one of our practices for the koshas. And today, hey everyone, I'm Janet, and today I'm going to be taking you through our first practice of exploring the koshas, and we're going to be starting with Annamaya Kosha, which is our physical body. This layer is, it's called the food body because it's made from food, it's fueled by food, and eventually turns to food. But the purpose of our class is to kind of just get in touch with our physical body. We live a lot in our heads, and so we're just dropping down into this little vehicle, if you will. And the idea is to create strength and health and well-being, and to be free from kind of tension in our physical body, so we're not as distracted by it. So we're going to be moving through a practice that kind of puts you in touch with this first layer, the densest layer. So just close your eyes and just take a moment to connecting to your legs that are touching the ground, your skin, that is this connection to the external, where we take in all that sensory input. Maybe you notice yourself kind of wiggling, fidgeting, just finding a sense of comfort and resting in the home of your body. And take a deep breath in and out. And just feel that softness kind of wash over you. So we're going to begin by working with the joints, which is where often we feel stuck or restricted. So we're just kind of lubricating into the full body to find a sense of fluidity and ease. So you're going to start by tucking your toes under. We'll do a toe tuck. Yeah. And so you'll tuck all 10 toes under. Sometimes you need to get your pinky toe. And then just rest your hands onto your lap, and this may be immediate for you, where it kind of like takes you out of your body, or maybe it takes you into it. But just feel that aliveness right in the soles of the feet, the toes. And you're using your breath, Annamaya Kosha, the next layer, right? They're all intertwined, to just be able to rest in the sensation. Just 2 more breaths, short and sweet, or short and spicy. Got 1 more breath in. Open mouth. Good. And then lean forward. Come out of the toes. You might give them a little tap. And just feel that sensation dissolve. And then you're going to sit onto your shins. Toes are now untucked. And this might be enough for your ankles, but we're working in the front ankles. Just lift your knees. So we have a nice slow start. And it's like a little transition period, giving yourself time and space to kind of drop in. we wear shoes most of the day. And so sometimes we're not as in touch with our feet, which is our connection to the earth. We're just bringing a little bit of vibrancy to the lower half of the body. Take another breath in and out. And then come forward. And you're going to stand up onto your feet. And you're just going to bring your hands to your knees and you're just going to start making some circles. I know it's kind of weird, but sometimes I think our physical bodies, it's what we're often really self-conscious about, what we get caught up in. So I think doing something kind of weird and silly kind of gets you out of your head about all that and the image that you're putting out there. Good. And then you're going to move up to the hips and we're going to start making some hip circles. And just take your time, like really lean into the sensation, all the sticky parts. You know, whether you're waking up, this can just feel really nice after being in that little fetal position, a little bit dormant in the physical body, or if you're taking a little work break. Giving your hips. This is, the hips and the pelvis is where we access the spine, which is like, you want to think of your body, your physical body, Annamaya Kosha, as like the pot that holds the plant. And we're trying to make it strong so we can hold that spine, the stem of our body upright. So this is where we access kind of that area. Good. And then moving up, you're just going to make little helicopter arms, getting into the shoulders. Feels really nice, actually. So you just let everything be floppy. And the shoulders are kind of our access point to the spine at the top. It's nice to do this at home in privacy. Good. And then you're just going to stand and take your head to one side. You can put a little bit more pressure and press through your opposite palm. And shoulders are where we carry so much tension, and physically you can often see this in people or yourself. And then just go over to the other side. Press down through the palm. You can always release your hand. You don't need to use the pressure. And then just stand upright, Tadasana. And I want you to illuminate through the spine. So feel your connection to the floor, the earth, and feel that sensation of a pulling up through the spine and illuminate through the crown of your head. And become alert. Right, there's an alertness, but at the same time, can you soften? So you're not rigid or stuck. And you're just taking a scan of the whole body. Toes, lower leg, upper leg, pelvis, hips, torso, spine, chest, fingers, arms, head, and finding this centeredness, so the back of the skull, the back of the shoulder blades, sacrum, all in one line. Good. Just having a moment of gratitude for your body, sending it a little bit of love as we work into it. And bring your hands into your heart. Take a big breath in. And an open mouth. Good. As you breathe in, circle the arms wide. Press the palms above your head. As you merge the palms, get even taller. And as you exhale, fold forward, sharpen the legs. Breathe in, hands to blocks or the mat. Pull the chest forward. All four sides of the torso lengthen. And then exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step back to plank. And in your plank, you want to find that same sensation of alertness. So you press the thighs back, lengthen through the heels, and then reach the chest forward through the crown of the head. And a little leveling of your chin. So you have that same plumb line. Back of the skull, scapula, actively press away. And then this is where we really start to feel the body working. Deep breath in. And then slowly lower all the way down. Continue to resist. Point your toes, press your feet down, and then lift your chest into cobra. Feel the back body switch on and light up. Good. And release. One more time. Inhale. Lift the chest. Press your feet down. Toenails down. Good. And then lift your hands to hover. And just feel the elbows squeeze in. And then release. Good. And then just press to your knees. Good. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. 3 more breaths. Inhale. Commit to stillness. And exhale. So you can just observe. You're not distracted by the physical body. You're just sitting with it. Another breath in. Open mouth. Good. Lift your heels. Lift your right leg high from the inner thigh. And then draw your knee into your chest. Step through between your hands. Bring both hands inside of your right foot. And then you're going to drop the pelvis so it's in line with the right knee. And just start to go forwards and back, forwards and back. And so we're going to be working a lot with the shoulders and the hips. You think about the physical body as the periphery, so the outside layer. And we use that as our access point to go inwards. Big breath in and out. Good. And then find a moment of stillness. Press the back thigh towards the ceiling and then stretch the heart forward. And it's like you're an actual lizard. Find that illumination, right? There's nothing floppy about a lizard. Good. Left hand down, reach your right arm up. Take an easy twist. Firm that right hip in. Open the right chest. Big breath in. Good. And then we're going to take the arm back and take a circle with the arm. So stabilize into the lower half of the body, and it's just that arm moving in its socket. We'll take one more circle. Good. And then release the hand all the way down. Good. And then lift your right leg, free it. Good. Bend your knee, open your hip, lift the knee higher, and you'll start to take a few circles with the knee. Good. In each direction. Good. And just let it feel good. And then draw your knee into your chest. Step through between your hands. Place your back heel down. We're going to bring a block inside of the right foot. Place the right hand down. Press your upper arm to your inner knee. And reach your left arm up and over. So we're coming straight into side angle. Reach through the top arm. Press your right upper arm to your inner knee, and the inner knee hugs back in. And then from that resistance, you spin the chest towards the ceiling, and then anchor into your back foot. Lift the frontal hips towards the ribs. Good. And breathe. Can you just sit with yourself? Good. One more breath in. Good. And out. Good. We're going to come up, reverse, straighten your right leg, and that should feel really nice, that sense of freedom. Stretch through your top arm. Good. And then circle the arms all the way down. Move the block out of the way. Step to plank. And again, find that plumb line. Get long. Good. And trust your own strength. As we build confidence and strength in the physical body, we start to also build an inner confidence. So this teaches us to trust ourselves, and this affects the other layer of the body, the wisdom layer, which we'll do another practice for, but they're all intertwined. Slowly lower all the way down. And point the toes, and then lift the chest, cobra, and release. And then upward facing dog if you're ready, or you can take another cobra. Good. And only the hands and the feet touch. Broaden the collarbones, press the skull back, lift the inner thighs, and then downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale 1. Let the breath be the only thing that moves. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. And exhale 3. Good. Lift your heels. Lift your left leg high from the inner thigh. And then draw your knee into your chest. Step through. Good. Both hands inside of your foot. Good. And keep the back thigh lifted so it's pressing up against the pelvis. Pull the chest forward and then start to glide forward and back, forward and back. And the whole time, can you keep the lower belly lifted off of your left thigh so you're not collapsing into the pelvis? And then right hand down, reach your left arm up. So you're finding a little bit of rotation. Firm the left hip in, open the left chest. And then we'll take our circles. Take the arm back, head down, and forward. Good. Lift out of your right shoulder. Good. Back, down, and forward. Take one more full circle all the way. Good. And then release it down. Good. Lift your left leg up and back. Free the leg. Feel that sense of freedom. And take your hip circles. And then draw your knee into your chest. Step through between your hands. Back heel down. So it's warrior 2 legs. Align the heels or front heel to back arch. And then bring the block inside of your heel. So you plant your hand down and inside of the foot. And then press your upper arm to your inner knee. The inner knee hugs in. The outer left hip firms in. Good. And then reach your right arm up and over. Good. And work against that bottom leg to spin the chest more open. And then soften those right ribs into the left ribs. And you're lengthening both sides of your torso to find space to breathe more easily. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Really nice long holds. Get you really in touch with the body. Good. And then reverse. Straighten your front leg. That should feel really nice. And then windmill the arms down. And step to plank. And deep breath in. Good. Slowly lower either to belly or to chaturanga. Good. Press the feet back, cobra, or upward facing dog. Good. Pull the hands back. Open the chest. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. And a full breath out. Good. And then just slide forward. You're going to come onto your knees. Good. And you're going to take your arms out towards the side. We're going to use the shoulders a little bit more. Good. Take a big breath in. Swing your right arm underneath your left. Wrap at the elbows again at the wrists or grab opposite shoulders. Good. A little bit more dynamic. Inhale, lift the elbows up. And then exhale, squeeze elbows towards the belly button. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, we squeeze. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze. Good. Lift up. Good. And then unravel your arms. Good. And just feel any pulsing, any energy bouncing around. This is the Annamaya Kosha, energetic body. The stuff we can feel, but not necessarily see. And then you're going to swing left arm underneath the right, wrap again at the elbows, the wrists, or grab your shoulders. Good. Deep breath in, lift the elbows. And then exhale, squeeze. Round. Spread your scapula, your shoulder blades. Good. Inhale, we lift. And exhale, we squeeze. I like to be loud with my breath. Inhale. And exhale. Let's do one more. Breathe in. Good. And out. Good. Lift up. Unravel the arms. Take a moment and just feel the blood flow back in. Good. One more arm mudra. Reach your right arm up above your head. Bend your elbow. Grab it with your left hand. Good. Press your head back, opening through your right arm. And then soften the front ribs down. You can stay here. This is great. Or you take your arm out towards the side, spin the palm down, and wiggle it up the middle of your back. And you can use a strap or scarf if you have that. Press your head back and find that same plumb line. Back of the skull, scapula, sacrum. Good. Press the head back. Soften the front ribs down. And then just unravel the arms. Take a moment just to observe. Sometimes doing something physical that feels bound and restricted, the benefit is coming out of it, and you realize how much freedom you actually had. And reach your left arm up, bend your elbow, grab it with your right hand, press your head back. An option to take your right arm out, spin the thumb down, internally rotating through the arm, and then wiggle the hand up. Good. Find a little bit of resistance here. Press the head back, pull on your fingers or onto the strap. Good. Lift the back of your heart. And then release the arms. And feel the sensation dissolve just with time, just with stillness. Good, and then release. Come back into downward facing dog. Right away. Deep breath in. And a full breath out. Good. Rise onto your toes. Lift your right leg. Big breath in. And then draw your knee into your chest. Step between your hands. Good. Again, both hands inside. So a little bit of repetition. Good. Pull the chest forward. Back thigh lifts. You can stay here, or this time option to walk your hands forward. And you're finding more sort of alertness in the spine. Firm your right knee in. It's like the inner thighs hug towards each other. Good. The front foot magnetizes towards the back foot. And the legs have to work a little bit more, creating a sense of trust in your foundation. And then walk over towards the left. Bend your left knee, straighten your right leg. Just take your arms out to the side. And this is just to relieve your right hip a little bit. Deep breath in. Love the breath, and out. Good. Walk your hands all the way back. Lower your left knee. Left hand down. Reach your right arm. Circle it just like we did before. Circle it back. You can stay here, or option to catch the back foot. Good. And then I want you to firm the front knee in. Draw the inner thighs towards each other. And you might even squeeze your left glute and press the hip forward. Open the right chest. Good. Feeling that full stretch along the front line of the body. We're opening up. All right, and then just release. Both hands down. Same thing. Lift your right leg up and back. Bend your knee. Open your hip. Good. An option here to spin onto the blade edge of the left foot. Drip your right toes behind your left knee and reach your right arm up and over. Good. Parsvavashi. Continue to reach through the fingers and through the right knee. Good. Good. And then you slowly rotate your right hand back. Draw your right knee into your chest and step between your hands. Place the back foot down and grab your block. Bring it inside of your right foot, just like we did before. Firm that right knee into your upper arm so the knee tracks in line with the toes. Reach your left arm up and over. Okay, so this is a great place to stay. Good. Or you can take a half bind. Take your left arm behind you. Good. Finding your right thigh or even your pants handy. Lift the lower belly. You can stay here or take your right hand under. Try not to lean forward and compromise what's happening in the legs. Keep the foundation. Right hand reaches under. And then you almost punch the fist back. Firm that right hip in. Open the left chest. And imagine you're kind of shooting forward with the chest and the head. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath. And out. Amazing. Binds aren't easy. Release your right hand. Reach your left arm to the ceiling, coming out the same way we came in. And we're going to reverse. Reach up and back. Should feel really, really nice. Good. And then you come forward and flip the block onto the highest height. We bring the block forward. We're going to move into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. And you can step your back foot in halfway up. Notice these right toes. They like to pigeon toe in. You keep them pointing forward. And then begin to lift your left leg. And press into your right hand. Press your right big toe down. And then your right hip firms in. And you should be able to see your left toes in your periphery. So option to stay here or with your left hand on the hip, squeeze that left foot in, maybe grabbing for the ankle without pulling the knee, without doing that, that dance move, without pulling the knee into the chest. Good. And then kick into the leg, open the left chest, bowl yourself open. And again, catching that front line of the body stretch. We tend to close off through our front body. And so we're kind of creating this sense of radiating open. Good, and then just release, coming out the same way we came in. Step back. Good, reverse. Big breath in. Sometimes we just do things because they feel good and they nourish the body. Windmill the arms down, bend your knee, and step to plank. And then you'll start to lower chaturanga or to the belly. And then cobra or upward facing dog. You pick. And then come back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And out. And lift your heels. Lift your left leg high, breathe in. And draw the knee to the chest. Step between your hands, both hands inside of your left foot. And then we start to reach the arms forward so they're an extension of the spine. And then lift the lower belly. Firm that left knee in. Squeeze the outer hips towards each other. And pull the chest forward. And then walk your hands in, come over towards the right, bend your right knee, take your arms out to the side for a moment. And then walk your hands all the way back. But lower your right knee. And reach your left arm up and back. So you take that full rotation to open the left chest, and then you can squeeze your right foot in. And then notice if you get really floppy. I mean, you choose, you're at home, you can find what feels good, but see if there's a little bit of containment. Hug towards the midline, squeeze your right butt cheek, it'll just kind of scrunch up. Good. And then you press your right hip forward, open the left chest. You can always use a block under your right hand as well if you need a little bit more height to get the foot. And then just release, frame out the foot, and free your left leg. Lift it up and back. Three-legged dog. Bend your knee, open your hip. Let's spin on the blade edge of the right foot. Drip your left toes behind your right knee and start to reach your left arm up and over. And just reach through the fingers. Reach through your left knee. Side body stretch. Good. Lower your left hand. Draw your right knee in. Step forward and place that back heel down. We're going to come back into the other side, side angle. Good. Left hand down to the block. And then reach your right arm up and over. Reach through the fingers. And firm that left hip in and under. And you can take your half bind, taking your right hand back behind you, finding the inner left thigh. And then option 2, take the full bind. Left hand comes under, finding your fingers or your waistband. Good. And then rather than kind of drooping, can you extend? And you almost have to lean the shoulders and the head back to find that same plumb line. And then lift that left belly off of your left thigh. Find what feels good in the neck. You can always hang the head. I find that sometimes kind of nice. And then release. Left hand down, reach your right arm up. Coming out the same way. Control when we come into something, control when we come out. Good. And then reverse, reach your left arm up and back. Oof. And then you'll come forward. We're going to move into Ardha Chandrasana, option for Chapasana. Bringing the block forward. Good. Step that right foot in a little bit. Good. And you take your time. And right hand onto the hip. Good. And then start to lift your right leg. Notice if the leg comes behind you, you want to be able to see those right toes. Start to spin the chest. And you firm the left hip in so that the left toes don't turn in and pigeon toe. Good. And then option to bend your right knee. Good. And find the ankle. And then you can just find that nice arcing sensation. Feeling that bottom leg work. Good. And then you'll reverse it. So maintain the control. Keep a little bit of gas in the tank always. Good. And then slowly bend your knee. Good. And then reverse. Bend back. It's good to keep a little bit of energy always to have in store. You never want to really run on empty. Good. And then reverse all the way down. Okay. Step to plank. Deep breath in. Lower. Chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog. Pull the shoulder heads back. And then downward facing dog. Just take 3 breaths here just to be with yourself. Now, after moving into our major joints, to the spine a little bit, how does it feel to nourish and pay attention to your body?
The idea is to do this stuff so you can love yourself, love your body, and appreciate it a little bit more. But at the same time, to not be too self-involved and obsessed with it. Because, every yogi I've ever met definitely gets stuck. I think sometimes in the physical body, I know I have. But I think that's part of it. It's part of the learning process. But can you move past that? Like, experience everything, but then also be able to have space and take a step back. Non-attachment. Then come forward. And then lower all the way down. Good. Point your toes. Lift the chest, cobra. And draw your shoulder heads back. And then lift your legs. Shavasana. And then reach your arms back. Reach through your fingers. Good. And the neck, notice if it's hanging or if it's lifting through the chin. Just find a nice extension through the spine. One more breath. And then release all the way down and just soften your lower back. Soften your belly. Can you go from active to passive efficiently? We use our body when we need to. And then we also allow ourselves to kind of let it go and relax. Really economizing our efforts. And then one more. Bring the hands by the ribs. Lift the chest. Deep breath in. And then reach your arms back. All right, so stay here or squeeze the heels in. And use your hamstrings. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Maybe tap your ankles. And then lengthen long. Good. Squeeze the heels in. Good. Tap the ankles and then lengthen. Good. One more time. Squeeze in. If you can grab the feet at the same time, be honest. Good. You can grab the ankles, flex the feet, and then kick and open the chest. Yeah, you're using the energy of the legs to find an opening in the upper body. Two more breaths. Little hug of the knees into the midline, inner thighs working. And then slowly release without slingshotting. Again, working that reverse action. Good. And then turn your opposite cheek to the mat. Just relax. You can give your butt a little wiggle, a little windshield wiper. And then you're just going to flip onto your back. So flip on over. Hug your knees into your chest. Yeah, give yourself a big hug, a big loving little squeeze, and a little ball. And then drop your knees over to the left. Keep your right shoulder down. And I love a reclined twist because it's like it's your chest, it's the spine, the hip, the waist, all the way into the outer leg. A little bit of everything. And just let your breath slow down. Just creating this closing ritual. This is kind of like where you make peace with your practice. Making peace with yourself, make peace with your body. Knowing this is enough, at least for today. And then come back to center. Big breath in. And then drop your knees over to the right. Press your left shoulder down. You can always bring a block between your knees. The side of my back is always a little bit sore, so I give it a little bit more support. think, when you do have something that's a little bit more tender or sore or an injury or achy, it's like, rather than saying it's your bad side or it's your bad back, or, can you just send it a little bit more love and be a little bit more sensitive to it? It's like changing that relationship. Trusting that healing's possible. Good, and then you're going to come back to center. Give yourself one more squeeze, one more big hug. Just a moment of gratitude for everything your body does for you. And then we're going to come into Shavasana. So you'll take your legs long. Option to place the blocks underneath your hamstrings, just for a little bit of lower back support. Good. Tuck the tailbone under, lengthen your legs. Take your arms out and draw your shoulders down your back. And now fully let go. Let everything flop open, peeling open from the inside out. Kind of letting that, almost that superficial layer of your body go. You give yourself permission to rest. The action and activity and asana is important, but the rest and pausing and stopping is just as important. Shavasana. You can stay here and rest as long as you need. Maybe you've fallen asleep. Sleep is so good for your physical body. It's one way to nourish the Annamaya Kosha, giving everything a little break. And then hug into your knees, roll to the side. Gently press yourself up, keep your eyes closed. Come to a comfortable seat and just bring a hand onto your heart, a hand onto your belly. And just notice how it feels to move and to pay attention, to nourish, and kind of work towards changing your mindset around what your body does for you. Yeah, bring your hands into your heart. Take a deep breath in. An open mouth. Good. Bring the thumbs to your forehead. And then just take a deep bow. Namaste. Have an amazing day. Be nice to yourself. Maybe eat nourishing foods, all those things. Sleep, naps that give back to all the goodness that your body gives you. Have a great day.